Okay, so we're back. We spent the last 2 nights in a hotel trying to avoid the fireworks here in our neighborhood. And it was a perfect weekend, really. We were there Friday night and Saturday night and brought Pineapple with us. Here he is now. Really, we went there just to get away from the fireworks because he gets so unbelievably anxious during the fireworks season. It's not possible to be here in our neighborhood with. I mean, I think probably the entire city of Chicago is the same, but our neighborhood is very, very wild. You know, the amount of fireworks that goes off on the day of the 4th of July it's like a never-ending array of explosions, like giant military grade explosions for 24 hours, 20 hours. It just never stops. Typically, the weeks leading up to the 4th of July are not great either, and then the days and weeks after the 4th of July pretty bad too. So we figured with the 4th of July being on a Friday and then Saturday being a day off, that it probably was going to be pretty bad Saturday night too. So we just decided to stay the whole weekend. We did the same thing last year. We stayed at a much cheaper hotel, and the soundproofing wasn't so great. The idea here is to stay at a hotel that's close to the airport. That is, I mean, it's a twofold system. So there's very few residents. It's not like the airport is built right close to neighborhoods, and so nobody. I mean, we have no problems with the municipal fireworks. It's just the people in their yards firing off rockets all night long. That's what causes the problem. So being in the airport, there's no residents close by. And then also on top of that, the hotels there are heavily soundproofed so that airplanes can go by and people can still get a good night's rest. So last year we picked one it was really, really cheap. That's the reason I picked it, because it was the cheapest option. And it was fine, really. It was okay. I mean, I would say after 10:30, it was pretty quiet. Before that, the noises of the fireworks were still getting through, and they were putting Pineapple into distress. So he just cannot handle it. He can't handle it. So this time we went to a much more expensive hotel, and this weekend was very, very expensive. So we were basically, because it was like actually inside the airport. So like once we parked, we couldn't really leave again without paying for parking fees again. So we stayed there for essentially 48 hours straight without leaving. So that means most of our food was coming from the hotel restaurants, which are not known for being cheap. So we'll do this again next year. I think we'll stay in the same hotel, but we'll plan for it a little better with, we'll bring our own food and be ready to just stay there and not spend. I mean, I'm gonna guess that we spent. I mean, I don't even know for sure, but I think we probably spent $800 to $1,000 on those 2 nights. It was fun though, and we don't take a lot of vacations. It wasn't really, wasn't much of a vacation, but it was two nights where we were not thinking about work in any way whatsoever. Well, I mean, I was doing some work for my day job, but it was fun. We enjoyed it. Pineapple was in paradise. It was so quiet there, so good. I mean, it worked out perfectly. And we saw maybe 4 other families there with dogs too, so it seems to be sort of a known little getaway from the chaos of the 4th of July. Anyway, we got home today around 11:30, and I'd say by 12:30, thunderstorms started rolling in. So it was a short reprieve. He started to get anxious again with the thunder. And then that passed. Finally, he got a little bit calm. And then just about 10 minutes ago, fireworks started up across the street. So he came down here with me. I'm going to try to get him to sleep in his bed. He doesn't seem too worked up right now. He's pretty relaxed here in my lap. But I'm going to try to get him to sleep in his little bed right here. And then we're going to work on the sales that came in to the eBay shop this weekend. So Saturday and Sunday sales, I think, is only 6, and I don't think that any of them are more than like $12 or $13. So this whole month has been pretty slow, and with this expensive weekend we just had, we need to bring in a lot more money. So hopefully we'll get some sales here in the next few days and try to get recoup some of that expense. So, all right, right now I'm going to grab those 6 orders and we'll be right back to get them packed and shipped. So hang on for 1 second. Okay, we're back. I got everything here ready to pack, but before we do that, I'm going to add up all of the sales to my tally board. And the last time I did this, I put some numbers on Friday and Thursday, and I realized when I was editing that it was supposed to be Wednesday and Thursday. So I came and I erased those, and then I'm going to add them. I'm going to add Wednesday and Thursday now. So there were 3 sales last Wednesday, 1, 2, 3. 2 sales on Thursday, 1, 2. Only 1 on Friday, and I think it was only like $8.99. And then 3 on Saturday. So we haven't had the best number of sales, and then they haven't been the best value either. So, but we'll pack them up and we'll ship them out anyway. So let's see what we've got. Okay, let's just go in reverse order. So I just listed a whole bunch of light bulbs. I got them from a guy on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. I can't remember for sure. Most of them were big, regular size, old-timey incandescent light bulbs. I'm not convinced I'm allowed to sell incandescent light bulbs on eBay according to their policies, but I'm going to try to do it anyway. I'm not going to look into it too closely because I don't want to know if I'm breaking the rules. If they want to end my listings, that's fine, but I'm not going to end it myself until they force me to. Anyway, there were a few, mostly they were just like those double packs of like Commonwealth Edison bulbs, and I have those listed in big lots of like 60 to 150 light bulbs. But there were a few packages of these smaller sort of decorative light bulbs. So these were just listed a couple of days ago. I took an offer on them. I had them listed for $10.99. Somebody offered me $9.50. Sure. Yeah, if you need to save that $2, let's go ahead and do it. So these will go out right now. And I was looking for some extra pieces of cardboard. I want to protect these a little bit more. I don't want to go wild because, like I said, it's only $9.50. But I was thinking about putting a couple of extra pieces of cardboard inside here as some level of protection from the outside, from any outside bumps. So I think I'll put one in here like that, and I'll put another one in the front, and then I'll just do paper around like I normally would. These are gonna, if these don't make it all the way, I'll just refund that $9.50. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Okay, buddy? Why don't you go back in that hole? He was hiding in this little hole where there's supposed to be a tote in there, and I have it in the other room while I'm adding new inventory to it. So he's been coming down and hiding under there, which is not really what I intended that space under there to be for, but if he needs to be under there, then I might not even put that tote back. I don't think he is too fond of the sound of that ripping paper either. So this poor dog has a lot of, most days he's just a normal, happy-go-lucky dog, but sometimes things get rough for him. So that piece of cardboard I put in there is blocking this flap from closing. There it goes. Nope, it doesn't. Okay, try it again. There we go. Okay, I think this is gonna make it just fine. Where's it going? Of course it's going all the way to Florida. Just my luck. But I'm gonna risk it. I need something to keep these pegboard attachments from falling. Every time I take something off of it, the whole thing falls down. I don't want that to happen anymore. Okay, bulbs. I tried putting hot glue in the hole and then putting the attachment on, but that didn't really work. Okay, this is gonna be really light. 14 ounces, and it's 13 by 11 by 3. And we're shipping it to Florida to MH. Why don't you lay down, Pineapple? Lay down and relax. You've had a nice relaxing weekend. but a tough day. Okay, next up is a CD. This is Rival Sons Lightbringer. I think they put out 2 CDs at the same time. They had like, one had a yellow cover, one has a blue cover or something like that. Here's your bed. He's going to his bed now. This again, this is like a $9 item. Something else I got for free. So I don't mind shipping these cheap items if you get them for nothing, you know. Like, it's not uncommon to find CDs for 50 cents a piece or 4 for $1 even. In many cases, I just get them for free, like this one I got for free. So it's only $9. Is it worth shipping? You have to answer that question for yourself. I do question it sometimes, you know. Is it worth it to sell one of these $9 items? But if that's all that people are buying, then you gotta be selling it, so that, you know what I mean? Oh shoot, I'm out of tape. Okay, I'm gonna go grab some tape and we'll be right back. Okay, there's a roll of tape. They're tight on this spool, very difficult. Okay, he found his bed now. He's gonna chill out there for a little while, hopefully. At least until we get done. I think as soon as we get done here, it's pretty early, 8:30ish. I think we might just go straight to bed. It's hard to say, it's crazy to say that we need to catch up on our rest after just having a luxurious weekend of sitting around doing nothing. But I am feeling tired. I know Pineapple is, and I think my wife is too. 10 by 9. This doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter, but KK. This is going to Wisconsin, so that should be close by and pretty cheap. All right, I got the light bulbs. This is, so far everything in here, so far everything we've listed I got for free. This is a little Honeywell vintage, it looks like 1950s thermostat, or thermometer, I guess. It looks like a thermostat, but it's just a thermometer, plastic, mid-century kind of a thing. This was in, there's a neighbor right behind me. I think they passed away before we even moved in here, and somebody has been slowly cleaning their house out, getting it ready for whatever its next state is going to be, if they're going to sell it or somebody else move in. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's been empty for, I think we've been here 4 or 5 years. And just a few weeks ago, they had an estate sale there I went to, and I got some stuff that actually is very similar to this in a way, like this similar kind of plastic, similar colors, time periods, some like Native American figures. Anyway, I got some of that at their estate sale, and then shortly after the estate sale, they just threw a bunch of stuff out on the street on garbage day. And I picked up this thermometer. I don't know if it's going to be worth anything or not, but it looks kind of cool. There's not much in the way of sales to compare it to find a value for it. I listed it for $14.99, and then I think I sent a 20% offer. I'm not sure what this comes down to. $14.44 it sold it for. It's pretty short. I just got that on July 8th. No, June 8th, and sold it on July 5th. So pretty quick turnaround for something kind of obscure. Didn't know if it would sell at all, but it's only $14 plus shipping. So at the end of this video, we'll see. I'll buy all the labels for all of these packages, and then we'll see exactly how much profit we make on each item and how much profit we made for each individual day. And it's going to be small. Therm, 6 ounces. I think the average sale price, the average daily profit this month is going to be like $30 or something like that. 6 ounces, 10 by 7 by 3. And where's it going? All the way to Arizona to SB. So there we go. 3 down, 3 to go. Okay, now we're on to some things I actually paid money for, though not much. This is a set of Strand magazines. It's three issues of the Strand. It's like a mystery magazines. Like, I think they have like short stories in here and articles, interviews with mystery writers, book reviews, that kind of stuff. I got these at a church thrift store. I think it's called St. Paul's or something like that. I can never remember the name of it. I almost never find anything there very good, but I did grab these, and they're not that good. But I paid 50 cents a piece for them, so the 3 of them, $1.50, sold for $15.19. I had that 20% off sale going. That ended on July 5th. This sold on the 5th, so this could have been a sale item, or it could have been I can't remember if I sent an offer or if the buyer sent an offer. It probably I sent an offer for a certain percentage off. I can't remember what it would have been, but it's $15.19. I would not have anything in my shop with that kind of a number at the end. I usually have everything ending in 99 cents or 4 zeros, flat dollar amounts. So I probably could have put these just between two flat pieces of cardboard and taped the edges together. That's what I was thinking about doing, but it seemed to be pretty much the exact right size for this box, at least the length and the width, if not the thickness. So I just went ahead and put them in here. I cut myself on the teeth on that tape gun. It's just barely bleeding a little bit. I'm trying to be careful to not get any blood on these boxes. That looks pretty gross. Okay, Strand. There's a bookstore called The Strand. I think it's in Washington State. 2 pounds, 13 by 11 by 3. So I keep calling this magazine The Strand, but it's just called Strand Magazine. This is going all the way to California, so it's probably going to be expensive. I feel like California has become the most expensive shipping destination. All right, next up is just a tiny little lapel pin. It says First Citizens, the Heritage Club, Iowa. So it's a state-shaped pin, Iowa. First Citizens Heritage Club. I have no idea what that is. From my title, which I would have written this title quite a long time ago. This was listed in December of 2023, so that's a long time. It says bank promotional item. So it must be Heritage Bank or First Citizens Bank, or First Citizens Bank bought Heritage Bank or something like that. That kind of stuff happens all the time. I remember the first bank account I ever had when I was a teenager was, I think it was called National City was the bank. And then they got bought by somebody else. And then that bank got bought by somebody else. And then that bank got bought by somebody else. And eventually it started out National City. And then by the time it ended up, it was City National. So these corporate bank mergers end up with crazy situations like Fifth Third Bank. Okay, pin. It's gonna be very light, 2 ounces. Probably there's probably allowed to do these through eBay standard envelopes, which are a cheaper shipping service that eBay arranged with the post office. But I didn't really understand it when I first used it, and I used it for a lapel pin one time, and then the pin got broken in the shipping because anything that goes through that service has to be able to go through USPS sorting machines, and it has to be flexible. So I made the mistake of shipping stuff with it that I shouldn't have early on, but I learned my lesson and I wouldn't do that again. All right, then finally here, this is another thing we're not making much money on, the New Testament commentary book. I bought several Bibles and other religious books at Unique in one day. I think I bought 5. Usually when I go to Unique and I'm looking at books, I'm always looking at the Bibles and the religious books. Those are the ones that sell well for me. So at Unique, they do buy 4, get the 5th book free. So I know that I had picked out 4 books, and I was just trying to find a 5th one, and I ended up getting this. So it's not a huge profit book, but I'll be making more of my profit on the other books that I got at the same shopping trip. So this one, I think I paid $3 for it, and it only sold for $9.99. So this would technically be a bad purchase. I wouldn't buy a book for $3. I was only going to sell it for $10, unless in this situation, the other 4 books that I also paid $3 for, by the time we average out the price, they're probably going to sell for $25 or $35 or $40 or more. So this book was really just like a fill-in book to get if it's going to get it for free and it's going to lower the average cost of all those books down, I went ahead and bought it. I didn't expect it to sell this. I don't think probably any of the others I bought sold. This was in May of 2025, so just like 2 months ago. Less than 2 months ago. And like I said, I don't think the others have sold. So I'm just waiting for those to sell. I thought this one might sit for a year or more, or never sell, really. You just never know. Even when you buy things with good sell-through rates, you just can't know what's going to happen. The market changes so fast. I don't have the patience or the time to go through all my old listings and redo the research and find out if they're if the market has changed, if the value has changed. But I really probably should do that. All right, New Testament. This one's going to be a little bit heavier, almost 3 pounds. 13 by 11 by 3, and who's it going to? Okay, I'm gonna buy all the labels for all these packages, and then I'll be right back to talk about profits. So hang on. Okay, we're back. I've got these 6 boxes all labeled up and ready to go. I will request a porch pickup tomorrow morning, and hopefully we'll get a couple more sales tonight because these numbers are very low. Let's quickly go over them. Okay, so we have Saturday sales. We'll start with Saturday. We just have the 3 sales on Saturday. So that's the little bank promotional lapel pin that earned $5.96. The Strand magazines, the 3 magazines, that earned $10.10. And the little Honeywell thermometer I found in the garbage, $13.64. So total profit for Saturday was $29.70. So pretty bad. Then tonight we only have 2 sales. The Rival Sons CD that earned $7.66, and those little decorative light bulbs earned $6.58 for a total of $14.24. So ideally some more sales will come in tonight, but seems very unlikely. Only had 1 sale on the 4th of July itself. The New Testament book. So on that day, that book earned $2.96. So that one day, that's the only sale we had for the day, and it's less than $3. So pretty bad. Right now we have an average profit per day for the month of June, July. It's only the 6th, so we still got plenty of time to fix this. But right now it's $28.84 a day profit, pretty bad. And then the average profit per sale so far this month, $12.36. So basically we need to sell some big $400 items this month to try to make up for this first week, which has been dismal. So that's it. I'll get these shipped out tomorrow. Hopefully we won't have any more thunderstorms or fireworks tonight, but yeah, hopefully we won't. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.